Hello and welcome to my video today. Today I'm going to talk about just a little story here in Germany. So in the foreigner office, the Ausländerbehörde, there's lots of troubles. And I'm going to just do a quick little, too long, didn't read from the beginning, and then I'll maybe go in more depth of it. But my wife is from Ecuador, and I have a German passport. So she was applying, and we're married now, after obviously, and we were applying for the family visa after the wedding, but we're moving at the same time, and basically we didn't know if we should wait to do the city registration of the new address until after everything's done, and we didn't wait. We just registered because we moved, and and then once we got to the appointment to pay for it and order the new card, the Aufenthaltstitel, the resident permit, they said no, sorry, you don't live here in this area anymore. You have to register at the other one, or you have to start. You're already registered at the other one. You have to do the process of the visa at this other Ausländerbehörde, and it was so bad. It was so annoying because then they said, yeah, you can just transfer it or whatever, but it still took like another 4 months. So it was like 6 or 7 months total from the wedding till actually getting the visa. Yeah, so the conclusion is, if you're in the process, because you have to send in your paperwork to the Ausländerbehörde, wait for an appointment, and you all by post. And you get an appointment, and then you go to the appointment, and then you have to pay the money, and then you have to pick it up, make another appointment, and pick it up like 8 weeks later. So it's like, it can take 3, 4, 6 months even. And if you do move during the time, don't register, because there's you're supposed to register the new address within 2 weeks, but I've done it 4, 5, 6 weeks and never had a problem. And yeah, so it's like you just get it done and then do the registration later after for the apartment. So it's pretty difficult sort of balance of these things in Germany with these offices, and sometimes you need the registration for this and that. But if that's already started and you moved and you already have the registration, the old one, just wait a bit. But yeah, so the whole kind of story was, we lived somewhere that also was like a sublet, and we had permission from the owners, which is like a company, so we could get the registration, like the actual city registration. And that took months too, because we were subletting, and our landlord, the person that was the main renter, said, "Oh no, you can't get the registrations." Well, we need it, so she requested this, and it also took months. And then we finally got the registration there, and that was and then we lived there for a while. And then when we were trying to get the application for the visa after the wedding, you also need to submit your rental contract to prove that you live here, or and that you have stable money and all this stuff. And our contract didn't work. They said, "Oh no, but you need to prove that you have permission from the owner." So we have to give this form that we also had, and so that was a lot of trouble. Then they finally said, "Okay, yeah, have your appointment in 3 weeks," and that appointment would be to pay the money and then wait another 6 weeks to pick up the card. So it's pretty crazy. But in this time, we had to move anyways because of whatever. So we moved, and I thought, since the appointment was approved, that we could just register, and then it was different. Ausländerbehörde, the different Landkreis, so the county, have different foreigner offices, and we knew that. But I thought it'd be you just transfer it. Oh yeah, we know you. But yeah, once we get there, she said, "No, leave." Basically, she's like, "No, you can't even. I can't even physically do anything because you're in different Landkreis." But it's stupid because they obviously knew, they know which one it was too, so they do have it in the system. And then they say, "Oh yeah, you can just transfer it. You don't have to start over." But then in the new Ausländerbehörde, they needed all the paperwork again anyways. You have to mail it or bring it in person. We just bring it in person just to make sure it gets there and don't have to worry about mailing it. And then yeah, so that was a lesson learned, because you try to follow one rule and one bureaucracy and one German office craziness, the city registration, but then it'll mess up your other thing if it's in the process. So the advice, or the lesson learned, is to finish one office and one task, and then register your address at the next one and start over once it's done. Though, like we moved again, and we could have had the same situation, but now we knew. So I didn't register the address until we had the new card, the resident permit card, and then when we registered, they can put the sticker on it with the new address and stuff. And yeah, so that was a lesson learned, and now it's all good on that side. So, and yeah, I've never had any issue. I guess they can do like a fine, like a strafa, if you register late, but I think sometimes it takes like 3-4 weeks to get an appointment anyways. So how can they give you a fine if you don't register in 2 weeks? I've never had a problem. So anyways, that'll wrap up my little quick story time of today. And thanks for watching. Until next time, and bye for now.